What's up? Welcome back if you're new here. Hello, my name is Crystal. I do fashion and lifestyle content several times a week, and I'm really glad to have you here with me today. Today's shirt is the most accurate thing in the world. Yep. Me in a nutshell / crop top. So today's video is about injectables. I think this is one of the most like taboo subjects, which I don't really understand why, because it's awesome. So basically I am of a certain age, which I will not disclose, and I have been getting Botox and lip injections for years now. I want to say about 5 years. And I most recently did it about a month and a half ago. And I think just because my channel has grown and my following online has grown, that everyone's noticing it and they're like, oh, what's different about her face? She looks different, maybe a little youthful, maybe a little sassy, like what's going on? So today I'm going to spill all the tea. Now, I know that injectables are kind of a controversial subject, and that's fine. I'm a big believer of, and I'm just gonna say this right now before we get into the video because there will be comments about it. You don't need lip injections, you don't need Botox, you don't need anything. You also don't need a nice car, you also don't need a nice house. Life is about more than just living for the needs, you know? Like, you don't just like need to have pizza. You could survive on bread and butter and water if you wanted to, but you like pizza. So for me, injectables are things that I like, I enjoy, I think they're fun, I think they're cool, they're non-permanent, and it gives me a chance to kind of play with my face and play with my look and try different things out. So, you know, there's that. So if you are someone that's like opposed to injectables, you know, here we are, we're going to agree to disagree, I guess. And there are plenty of other videos for you guys to watch. If you don't want to watch this one, here's one right up here in the cards. You can check out a lookbook. And going forward, for everyone else that is joining me for the ride of injectables and cosmetic-y things, I want you guys to know up front there's going to be no needles in this video, so if you're squeamish or anything like that, there will be no actual showing of the needles. Before I start talking about kind of the overall process, I actually started filming the day I got it done, so I'm just gonna roll that footage and I'll see you guys after the initial procedure. Hello everybody, I'm sitting outside of the National Laser Institute and I'm about to go in and have a consultation and then get my Botox and my lips done. So I thought I would bring you guys along with me, show you what it's like, and then as you saw in the intro, I kind of told you guys a little bit about what we're doing and why we're doing it, and then let's go through the process. I won't be putting any of the actual like injections in the video because people are a little like queasy with needles and stuff and I don't want anybody to get sick. Yeah, so I'll go through the process and then I will be back at the end of the video to tell you guys why I did this, why I think it's awesome, and why maybe you should too. You should also know that I had Subway for lunch. And I was like, didn't think about the fact that I'm getting lip injections until after I had Subway. So I have like 35 breath mints in my mouth right now because I forgot that someone's gonna be that close to my mouth. And y'all know Subway mouth. Subway mouth is like the actual worst. Ugh. Oh, hey. So I'm here at the clinic. I'm getting all the numb stuff went in my tongue, and I can't feel my tongue. But basically, you have to get numb before the injection so it doesn't hurt. So I'm here for it. My lips feel like really huge. I'm really, really excited. We are talking about maybe doing some filler up here. We're not sure, but we're gonna see. And then all of these bad boys are going away. I can't wait. A little nervous. I always get like a little nervous every time I do this, but you know, it's very nice in here. There's a waterfall over there. There you go. There, right there. Very pretty. So yeah, just hanging out. And then, so like I said, I'm not going to show you guys the actual injections because I don't want to make you squeamish. But I'll see you guys as soon as I'm done. So basically in about 3, 2, 1. Okay guys, so here we are immediately after treatment, and I look like I've had my ass kicked a little bit. Totally normal. So, what we ended up doing was a lot more than I had planned. I planned on getting lips done, which I have, and then getting Botox done. Botox doesn't kick in right away. It takes a couple of days. Let me see you guys out so I can get a little more stabilization. There we go. So this will kick in a couple of days, and then this is super swollen. Like if you can see right here, we already have like a huge swelling from, there will be bruises for sure. And then what we did that I hadn't planned on doing was fillers. So I am a woman of age. which you can Google to find out, but I'm a lot older than I look. And because of my age, you know, we tend to lose volume in like the cheeks and stuff. So we did a good bit of filler. So, well, not a good bit. She said actually a lot less filler than someone of my age normally would take. So we filled in all this space right here. So you can actually, I'm gonna get really close. Oh, let me bring you guys in closer. So if you can see right here, we have a nice big bruise forming. There's a hematoma basically. So we have a bruise forming here, but we did a ton of filler like right in here. And then I'm a side sleeper, and so I lost a lot of volume here. So we have like an injection site here, and then we have some here. So as you can see, I have like a ton of like little holes in my face. Super cute. And then also one of the things that has kind of been bugging me about my face, and it's definitely a genetic thing, is I have a downturned mouth. My mom has a downturned mouth, my sister has a downturned mouth, and basically what that was, as you get older, like 50, 60, 70, you get what's called marionette lines, where like you kind of develop these deep lines here. So that was one thing that I'm pretty chill. I'm like, do whatever you want to my face, that's cool. But what I really wanted, if I could request anything, was like, can we like not have my mouth be so downturned? So she definitely did some injections kind of here and there to kind of lift up a little bit, and then also lift up from here. So this is the immediate reaction. I feel already I look like super hydrated and super young, and again, like I got my ass kicked. So this will be my final update for today. The post care is ice. The post care is icing and resting and no working out for 48 hours, which kind of sucks, but is what it is. And then I have a whole packet. So the next time I see you guys will be in a couple of days, when the lips are going to swell more and they're going to swell down. Everything's going to swell more and then swell down, because this is an injection. This is an injury. It's not a fairy kiss. It's an injection. So everything's going to swell and then swell down, and then ultimately things will kind of settle. So I'll see you guys in a couple of days for an update. Hey guys, I know I said I'd wait a little bit to update you, but I wanted to show you like next morning. So it is literally the next morning. I had it done at like 1 o'clock yesterday, left at 2. It's currently 9 o'clock in the morning. And this bruise, which I thought was going to be huge, is actually kind of a non-issue. It's actually pretty nice. These guys are looking a little, a little bruised. So they're super swollen right now. It's going to come down, she said, about 30%. So not a big deal, but just wanted to show you guys kind of morning after bruising. About to do an Instagram live. So I'm doing my makeup for the first time with my new face, who dis. But I want to show you guys kind of what it looks like morning after. The only place that hurts is here and here, which is where like the bruising is and where a lot of the like injections were. And also it hurts because I'm a side sleeper, so like this is where the pillow like applies pressure, and it's a little uncomfortable to sleep last night, but nothing intolerable. Still got about 6 hours, so I'm here for it. Anyway, I'll check in with you guys next time. Bye! Okay guys, so it is Sunday, and I got my injections done on Tuesday, so this is a week later. I do have makeup on, but I wanted to show you guys kind of the progression of everything. So the swelling has gone down quite a bit. The bruise here is nearly gone, which is really nice. Just a little bit of discoloration, but it still feels just like a tad bit swollen in this area and up here, but outside of that, we're good. Botox is kicking in nicely. All those wrinkles are slowly, I'm leaning into the sun, the harsh, disgusting sun. So we have like a little bit of lineage up here, but for the most part that's gone. And then the lips are still a little swollen. I'm going to pull back into the shade here. So this bruise these bruises are a little brutal, and they don't seem to be going anywhere, which is such a bummer because there's not a foundation in the world that is covering them. So I look a little insane in all of my videos, but the shape of the lip looks really nice, really, really pretty. I'm really happy with the shape of everything. I love the little lift I'm getting in the brows from the Botox. So Tuesday will be a full week, and then we'll be ready to do some final thoughts and everything.
Okay, so as you saw, I showed you like before the procedure, immediately after, and then I checked in a little bit later. There was a lot of bruising, that's to be expected. I actually find that if I've seen people that get injectables, especially in the lip, and they don't bruise, and I'm always kind of like weirded out, and I always feel like people that end up with bruises immediately after, like the work seems to be so much better. So as I mentioned in the part where I was, you know, two and a half months ago, I think it was, or a month and a half ago, I mentioned that I had everything done at the National Laser Institute here in Scottsdale, and they were awesome. I want to say that if anyone is in the Phoenix area, or I actually believe they have several locations, so I'm going to link them down below so you guys can check them out. I would highly recommend them because the process from like initial email all the way to like weeks after, where they were still checking on me, making sure everything was going great, making sure I was happy. The service was exemplary. The work I had done I thought was really, really great. So just to recap, in there I had lip injections, I had some Botox, and then I had some filler done kind of right in here. I'm a side sleeper, so I was losing a little bit of volume, so that just kind of put it back to where I was when I was younger and more cheek full and stuff like that. So I'm really happy with how everything went. So now I think the common questions are, does it hurt? Kind of. So the cheeks didn't hurt. I got numbed on the cheeks and the lips, as you saw. I didn't get numbed on my forehead because the Botox needle is so small, I didn't really need to. I didn't really feel it. And I didn't really feel it here on the cheeks. It just kind of felt like a pressure, like a little bit like a push, if that makes sense. So it wasn't like a pain, but it was like a push. But when it got to the lips, and I had them like re-numbing because it had been a little while we were chatting and stuff, there's a couple of times with the lips that you definitely feel it. I mean, my eyes watered a couple of times, to be quite fair, like this one, and then like right up the upper lip was the worst. That being said, would I do it again? Absolutely. I have done it several times, so it's no big deal. The pain doesn't bother me, but I think that anyone tells you, oh, it's a painless procedure, I think they're full of crap, because it's not a painless procedure. It's a slightly uncomfortable procedure, but it's not painful, but it's not painless. It's not like go there, don't feel anything, go out. Botox definitely is something that you go in, and for me, I don't feel anything. I don't even feel like pressure. I don't feel like a pinch or nothing. It just happens. I go home and then I'm like good to go. So I was really, really happy with everything that I had done. I love that now it's been, you know, a little bit of time that my face is kind of settled. So I think like the first couple of days when the Botox starts to kick in, I tend to look like a little plastic surgery-ish, but that only lasts like a couple of days. And then once you get like your makeup good and everything, you're good to rock and roll. I did have to change the shape of my eyebrows a little bit to kind of accommodate for like the little bit of like, basically what they did was like a liquid facelift, and everything that they did and the amounts are going to be in the description box down below, so you guys can check everything. Just because it's been so long since I've done it, I don't want to get the names wrong. I normally got Juvederm. This time I got Dysport in the lips, and then I think Dysport Voluma here, but I don't want to misspeak. So everything will be like written out down in the description box below, so you guys can check and see if it's something that that you want to try yourself. So you may be asking yourself, why would you do this outside of that you like it? Well, so there's a couple of issues that I wanted to address about kind of my face in general. One is I have deep set wrinkles kind of on my forehead that really, really bother me, like really, really bother me. So Botox is like a 5-minute thing that like they're gone. So I just love having like a smoother forehead. And the main thing with the lips, and the reason I get the lips done kind of every so often, especially going into fall, I tend to do them like this time of year, is because with dark lipsticks, your mouth, just like dark clothes make you look thinner, and that's like a real thing. And you know, black makes you thinner and dark clothes make you look thinner. The color tends to recede what it's on. So when I wear darker lipsticks in the fall, my lips tend to like recede into my mouth, and I lose like the real estate that I had to put lipstick on. So I really like having a little bit of extra volume in that place. So when I put a dark lipstick on in the fall, it doesn't like disappear into my lips. And then as far as like this stuff goes, I just thought it would be fun. To be quite honest, I thought it would be fun. And so I did it, and it is quite fun. So I want to make sure that, because this is like it's a fashion channel first, but we do talk a little bit about body positivity and all that stuff. Understand that altering your face, losing weight, doing whatever you want to do does not like first of all make you not body positive. That's just stupid. But second of all, doesn't add or take away from your worth. Just like I like these, you may not. Just like you may like salmon and fish, I don't like fish. It doesn't make one good or bad or better than the other. It just makes it different, you know. So I think a lot of people are like, oh, would you change your face? And I'm like, well, okay, yeah, because it's fun. Some days I wear pink eyeshadow, some days I wear gold eyeshadow. It's just different. It's just taste and stuff. So I think the big thing with this too, and I've spoken about this kind of in person to friends that have considered getting procedures and stuff. Here's the thing, ladies and gentlemen. It is 2017. It may be 2018 when you're watching this. It may be 2025 when you're watching this. If it's 2025 when you're watching this, why are you watching my old videos? It's kind of weird. If you have something in your life that bothers you, that makes you uncomfortable, that makes you insecure and self-conscious, and otherwise you have your life together, you have a good relationship with your parents, whatever, or no relationship if that's what's healthy, you're in a good relationship, or you're single and you're in a good place,
you know, and you want to make these changes, there's nothing wrong with spending money to have a procedure that will increase your self-confidence. Now, I want to make sure that when I tell you this, I want to make sure that when you do this, you're doing it for you and not because if I do this, he'll love me, or if I do this, she'll love me, or if I do this, then I'll finally be happy. That's not what this is about. This is about making minor changes to increase your personal self-esteem. Like for me, I'll be quite honest, the lines in my forehead I've had for years. I had them straight out of high school. Like I just got out of high school and like there they were. Because I'm very expressive. I'm always like, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. Like I am like super like dramatic and expressive and stuff, and so naturally that's going to cause premature aging. And so for me, you know, I go to therapy, which I'm a huge advocate of going to therapy. I'm right with my body, I'm right with my life, I'm right with my relationships. And this was still something that bothered me at the end of the day. And for $100 or $150 to have that insecurity go away was worth it for me because it made me feel better every time I looked in the mirror. Same thing with my lips. I've always been complaining. I remember the first time I got them done, husband was like, why did you wait so long? You've been like literally complaining about this for years. They don't have small lips. I don't have like invisible lips, but I don't have as big a lip as I wanted. So I did it because I thought this could be fun. Worst case, if I don't like it, it's gone in like 3 to 6 months, no big deal. So I did it. So, you know, I think if it's one of those things too, I know I have a friend who, you know, doesn't like her weight carried in certain places, and she's like, maybe I should get, you know, liposuction. And I'm like, dude, you have a good marriage, you have a great kid, you have a great relationship with your parents, you take care of yourself, you do everything you can. If this is what's going to make it so that you wake up in the morning and you don't feel insecure anymore, far be it for anyone to tell you not to do something. And I think that's really what this stuff comes down to for me, is that, you know, going to the National Laser Institute and getting this stuff done made me feel more confident, made me feel better, made me feel like, girl, you always look sassy. Now I always look sassy whether I have makeup on or not. That makes me feel good about myself. I enjoy that, you know. So I think it's really important to address the reasons why you want these changes. Do you want them because, do you want lip injections because you're falling into the Kylie trap? You know, are you wanting Botox because somebody told you look old? Or is it something that genuinely bothers you, and if it were gone, you'd feel so much more confident? Why wouldn't you do something to increase your confidence? It's no different than putting on an outfit that makes you feel really, really fly. You know what I'm saying? So before I end this video, after ranting all this time, I want to do a side-by-side so you guys can kind of see what I look now, what it looked like before, and you'll see that it's not really that big of a difference. Everything just looks a little more like plump and like hydrated and stuff. So as you can see in the split screen, this is what it looked like before, this is what it looked like now. It's not that big of a difference, but I definitely am loving everything that I had done. So I would definitely recommend getting them. If you've been on the fence about it and you have the money to spend, I would definitely recommend getting it done because it's great. It's non-permanent. Most people don't even consider injectables like an actual procedure. It's just like an injection. So that is it for me, you guys. I hope you enjoyed this video as much as I enjoyed putting it together for you and you learned something new. If you have any questions at all, please leave them down in the comments below. As always, I'm super honest and open about basically everything. So I'm happy to answer like whatever questions, concerns that you may have on this subject or any other subject. So I'm always hanging out in the comments down below, especially right after a video goes live. So that is it. Thanks so much for watching, you guys. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe. I love you so much. I'll see you next time. Bye. So if you want to see my old face and some inside the dressing rooms, you can check out this one right here. This is a good one. And then if you like try-on hauls, here's an entire playlist of just try-on hauls. You can watch them. You can binge watch them all day. But you can subscribe. It's like right here on my hair. Subscribe. Videos. Subscribe. We'll see you next time.